hold on. They even let you out.
Oh, I'm the first person
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, after being found guilty of 2 counts of murder, and they knew the evidence was so bad, the cops were dirty, the things they said and stuff like that. In other cases, O'Mara actually got caught taking fingerprints from some guy Griffith, who they blamed. Remember the Stewart murders where the brothers killed the wife? She was pregnant.
Yeah.
Remember first they arrested the black guy because they said a black guy did it.
Correct.
It was O'Mara who framed the black guy.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
The same guy in your case.
The same guy in my case.
All right. So Anthony Bailey takes your case.
Right.
Then you get let out while you're in jail.
Yeah. They told me pack up. I'm leaving. I thought I was never going home again. I was just ready to stab people for the rest of my life.
You weren't found innocent yet. You were let out even before, correct?
Yeah. I was released back on bail because of all the mistakes that were done. My constitutional rights were violated. My picture was on the front page of the newspaper. Before I was in a police lineup, and there was a lot of other shady things. My clothes that the police took out of my house, my leather jacket, my pants, like they took a whole bag of laundry, and they wanted to test it for gunpowder or blood. So my mother goes, all his laundry's in the bag for the whole week. I haven't done it yet. So they take it. They don't get around to testing it. F. Lee Bailey says, I want to have it privately tested. F. Lee Bailey sends it out and has it privately tested. Wow. Everything comes back clean. I take the lie detector test. I passed with flying colors.
Wow.
And he told me no one would.
Did you do the thumbtack trick? No, I'm just kidding.
No, there is no trick with this guy. Trust me. Because me and him had some banter. And I'm in prison. I'm in the Charles Street jail at the time. Yeah. So we're talking. He goes, we're going to work with some cards. And I'm going to show you how I know when you're lying. And he nailed me every time when we were doing the cards.
So, okay. So you're found. I don't want to minimize it because a lot more to discover.
Yeah.
So you get out. Who's the first person you killed? No, I'm just kidding.
Funny you said that.
Well, actually, no. So I don't need any more of my podcast being used in any court submission. So we'll leave it at that. Okay. So you get out. You're probably broke. You're 20-something years old. What do? You hook up with the wise guys right away?
No, I couldn't. They were all trying to kill me. There was no hooking up with anybody.
Then what?
Even my friends, they threatened my friends to stay away from me. They said, if you're with him when we kill him, you're gonna get killed too.
And these are patriarchal guys, right?
Yeah, patriarchal. Yeah, Salami was with them and all of them at the time.
Well, the problem is you're like a North End guy, like literally, like
and well known.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Know my family name because of me. Because of the things I did growing up.
Can you you gotta leave the North End? You go to North End, you gotta hide. You can't get.
No, I came right out of my house. Well, went right up the corner where everybody hangs, sat there. A lot of guys moved away. Some people talked to me, some people didn't. And I felt out the situation. And then I think the couple of weeks, probably a couple of months later, like a month later, we have this place called the Gassy. My friend Anthony Farrakano does Northern Stories. He writes he did a whole chapter on the Gassy. We used to have the best times, cake parties up there. Yeah. And so there was 5 younger guys, 4 or 5 of them up there waiting for me to show up and go up there drinking where all the guys and girls hang. And before we go to a nightclub, we used to go there drinking first.
Yeah.
I don't have a gun. I don't have my bulletproof vest anymore or anything because my brother Gerald stole them out of my house while I was in jail and sold them for money. Yeah. I was the first kid in my neighborhood having a bulletproof vest too at 17. I just want you to know that. That's a whole other story. And I come out, and a 13-year-old kid who one of the older guys, taught him how to smoke crack. I took him under my wing and kept him straight. And, he happened to be the godson of someone important, and he always.
So that kind of bought you some time.
Well, it didn't buy me time. The guy couldn't do nothing for me. You know what I mean? They had their mindset. That's it. They'd send crash dummy after crash dummy at you. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's easy.
Were there any physical attempts on your life, or just more staring and talking?
Well, like this one right here, So he comes and tells me they're waiting for me. He told me everybody that was down there, and these guys, either 2 or 4 of them, 2 at a time. I know 4 of them went up to visit some of the guys in Walpole, and they were asked to take me out. And these guys used to be my friends. and part of my crew. So now I know.
Now, at this point, are you packing a piece? Do you have a knife? Like, what are you doing for personal?
No, I couldn't even buy one. All my connections shut down. No one come near me. They were telling everybody I was a rat. They hit me with the rat label. So
shit.
I went to the old service merchandise. You remember those?
Yeah. I do remember those. I'm not old.
I bought a cap and ball revolver kit, put it together,
and you made your own gun?
6 shots like musket balls, walked up to the top of the flight stairs, and you got to remember now, there's a 13-year-old kid following me. I'm telling him, go! And I'm yelling at him. But he loved me so much, he wanted to make sure I was okay.
Yeah.
And I turned that first corner, and I pulled out that big Josie Wales, and that was it. Boom, 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 just over their heads. You know what I mean? Wow. To let them know I wasn't playing games. When the smoke clears, and those things make a lot of smoke, they were all on the street, like 200 yards away.
Wow. Yeah. All right. So how did that kind of blow over? Obviously, it did over time. Like, how did that all like blow over where you kind of got back to court?
Yeah, I was going to court for 6 years after that. Yeah, so it had to be 3 years in, 6 years out, you know, and the 6 years I was out, you know, it was rough. I had a lot of people waiting in front of my house. Some nights I used to have to climb the wall in my backyard from the other thing to go home at night. You know, it was crazy.
Wow. So how did you get hooked up with the Cosa Nostra? Like, you know, at that point, you're a street guy, but how did you get hooked up officially?
Officially? Yeah. I think in 95 when I started hanging around with Bobby's cousins and them. Right after the 99 happened, you know, his cousin asked me, like, oh, we were childhood friends and, you know, everybody's dead. And we don't get along, like you don't even care. And, you know, he got a little flip when he came to my house one day with one of his cousins. They'd never do that again.
So did you kind of hook up with them because you wanted to get in, or just more of a natural?
No, I didn't want to get in. I even turned it down the first time. I didn't need it.
Really?
No one ever shook me down. The only one that ever robbed me was my ex-wife and her boyfriend, and I was locked up. And and my former friends.
Oh, that's usually how it is. All right. Yeah. Before we get into you hooking up with Bobby and that kind of stuff, what was your street rackets? Were you on drugs? Were you like what was your earn? What was your major earn?
Well, part of the deal for me coming home was I had to get a job, which was something I wasn't used to.
Yeah.
You know, I think I was 25 when I came home. Yeah. You know, and I got a job at H.P. Hood's milk company, and I met like some of the best people in the world. And no one would deal me drugs because they were scared to, because the other guys would come down on them, or because they thought I was a rat. No one would sell me guns for the same reason. You know what I mean? So I really had to like do a real entrepreneurial shuffle here. You know, so I started off by moving like stuff that was boosted.
Yeah.
You know, stolen and stuff like that. I'd be taking duffel bags of stuff in at night to hoods and selling it to the bosses.
Wow.
You know, and then we made more money. There was a place called Billy and Felix's. You might remember from back in the day. They made the best subs.
Yeah.
And we had the keys for that. And I worked the overnight shift. So I used to call my two friends. We'll just call them the Buzzard and Bass.
Yeah.
Because they got good jobs. They're good people. And I don't want to get them involved in anything. And they stood by me, and they had nothing to do with the life, but they never let me down. Wow. And they used to meet me outside the store, and we'd go down, we open the place up, go down at night. We make big like gift baskets.
If you don't
everything, I'd fill up my car, I'd drive them back to work, and we're selling them for $100 a piece. You get like a $300 worth of food in the basket.
If you don't mind me asking, Paul, I'm trying to think peripherally as well. Family was there for you by bailing you out. They knew you probably were innocent. You got innocent.
Well,
but you also a little persona non grata in the neighborhood. How were you with your family when you were out?
Let me see. I hate my brother Gerald. I hate my sister Angela. Me and my sister Tricia, we talk, but it's it's one of those it's very sterile conversations. But I love her. You know what I mean? And I'll always be there for her. And my brother Robert's my savior. He was like a scholar and jock in the family. He did everything. scuba dived all over the world with every different type
No,
of
but
shark.
like dumb question, but like you're out, were you invited to the christenings and the weddings and all this stuff, or like when you got out, people in your family that were close with you, did they push away?
The Ferraras stood by me through thick and thin. My father's side of the family and my brother Gerald, not so much.
Got it. Okay. All right. How did you hook up with Bobby? Because we have some questions we're going to ask. We're going to get to. So everybody, for questions, I don't mean to. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. I have a kind of a planned arc for the interview, and so save your questions to the end. I also have some questions that we're writing. So how did you hook up with Bobby, and how did you get involved with Cosa Nostra?
After the '99, everybody got killed, and Roman was actually like my closest friend when we were little kids growing up. We were like South Park growing up.
Oh wow!
It was like me, Roman.